myself, Giles and Rob started Mindful Chef back in sort of 2015. We actually had the idea in the summer of 2014. And Rob was actually working on a little 2-man fishing trawler off the coast of Lynston in Devon with his family friends, a little boat called the Compass Rose. They would come in each day after setting out to go fishing, and they would text the villages on sort of a WhatsApp messaging platform. They would say, "This is what we caught today. If you'd like anything, just come down to the docks at 6 p.m. and we'll sell it to you." That was that sort of eureka moment of people want to buy this incredibly fresh food straight from the supplier. And we thought, well, how can you really do that? When we got to 2015 and started sending boxes, we were actually working out of our apartment in southwest London. But I say that really the second office were the fields and fisheries of Devon and Cornwall, because that's where we were sourcing all of our food from. And it was in the days where you had tens of orders, not hundreds or thousands, so you were really having to get close to your suppliers and really beg them almost to give you the food, because it was almost not worth it for them, but they could sort of see, okay, I like these guys, I like what they're trying to do, and actually there's some longevity here, hopefully at some point in the future. I remember Giles, myself and Rob were stood in the pub in Earlsfield the night before we went on crowdfunding, and we hadn't paid ourselves for a couple of months, which is quite difficult in London to survive on, and we just about paid the sort of 4 staff we'd had. And it was very much we're going to have to launch tomorrow because the bank balance is pretty much zero. Paid the suppliers, but that's about it. And we're going to have to see how it goes. And we weren't sure if the money would come in or not, but it was overwhelmingly successful. In the first round of crowdfunding, we suddenly get a call out of the blue from Victoria Pendleton. And lo and behold, to us, she had been a customer under another name for about 6 months, loved the company, loved the food, and actually wanted to personally invest and come on board for the journey. So that was quite amazing and a bit of a surprise. And then also Andy Murray as well likes to invest in British businesses, liked the concept, the idea of Mindful Chef, and actually came on board as well in that first round of crowdfunding. We consciously put in a CEO several years ago, which isn't myself, Giles, or Rob. When we went through our sort of Series A, before we did our Series A funding, we actually went, look, the business is growing. We've done a real great job. We got to about £10 million of sales. We knew we could get it to 50 ourselves if we wanted to, but equally we thought, do you know what? We might trip up along the way, or we might do something we don't want to, or we might be able to do it a bit better. So I don't feel like we're working for other people. I don't think the others do either. I feel like we're still very much involved in the day-to-day running of the business, and it still feels like our company, but actually what it's allowed us to do is add more structure, which I think a lot of early startup companies can lack actually, as a founder will just try and do everything. Starting a business with Giles and Rob, we really got to articulate what we wanted that business to stand for. And that's probably what excites me more about reporting lines or who's where in a business. Is actually what does the business fundamentally stand for, and can we get behind it? And that's something we've managed to articulate at Mindful Chef.